does that mean? To be a kind person is not to be a mean person. To be a kind person is to be patient, to be friendly, to not be nasty and mean and bitter in one's spirit. One of the great privileges of my life earlier was in the early days of the beginning of the ministry of Prison Fellowship. I was on the board of directors, and I was in a meeting one day with Chuck Colson, and we were talking about creating a logo for the ministry. And we talked about different images, and I finally suggested, I said, you know, the thing that comes to my mind about this ministry, and he said, what? I said, that what we're trying to do in the ministry to prison inmates is not to beat up on these people, but to bring them the grace of God. Because Jesus said, a bruised reed would he not break. And sure, some of these people are hardened criminals. There's no question. We can't look at this through rose-colored glasses. We understand that. But many of these people are just broken human beings. And it was to those people that Jesus gave his ministry. He went out looking for the bruised reed. And he kindly, tenderly ministered to them. Chuck said, that's it. And every time I see the pin of Prison Fellowship to this day, which is a picture of a stalk of wheat that is bent over in half as a broken or bruised reed that is not yet quite broken off, that's become the logo for that ministry. And that's what we're talking about here, a love that is kind. You see, kind love never, ever says, I told you so. Because when we've been given counsel and we ignore it and then the disaster comes, the last thing we want to hear is, I told you so, because we're very much aware that we were told not to do that. But the kind person swallows those words and does not seek to break the bruised reed. Well, in our next lecture, we'll try to come to the end of 1 Corinthians 13 as we look at the rest of the descriptions that Paul gives.